Okay, why is nobody talking about this? There are new MS medications coming out right now, and if you search YouTube, crickets. This is either extremely good news, or we're all asleep. So today I'm breaking down what's new, what's promising, what's overhyped, and what actually matters. Stick around to the end for the part no one's explaining yet. There's surprisingly little discussion going on about this topic right now. I mean, really digging into the specifics of how multiple sclerosis treatments are evolving, not just in labs, but in the real world, for real people. It's a massive blind spot in the conversation, and it's happening at a time when the ground is shifting faster than ever before. This isn't just an update, it's a fundamental change in strategy, and it feels like we're all playing catch-up. If you look around online, the landscape is confusing. On one side, you have endless videos about symptoms, diets, and lifestyle hacks. They're important, but they're not the whole story. On the other, you have dense, impenetrable research that moves at lightning speed. So patients and their families are left in the middle, Googling at 2 a.m., trying to decipher what a Phase 3, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial actually means for their future. It's an information gap that creates a lot of anxiety, and nothing says calm, relaxing evening like trying to cross-reference FDA approval documents with European Medicines Agency press releases. It's a full-time job and you didn't sign up for it. And that's where this channel comes in. Full disclosure, I'm not your neurologist. I'm not giving medical advice. But I am your overly curious friend who actually reads the fine print, connects the dots between studies, and stays up late so you don't have to. My goal is simple. We'll translate the medical jargon into plain English. We'll break down what the data really says, and just as importantly, what it say. We'll flag where the hype gets ahead of the science, so you can see the full picture, and by the end of our time together, you'll have the context and the confidence to have a much more productive conversation with your doctor about it, without needing a PhD in immunology. You'll be an empowered partner in your own care. Here's the plan. We'll start with a quick refresher on the core goals of MS treatment. Then, we'll dive into what's actually new, the latest approvals, and what they mean. After that, we'll uncover the surprising trend in treatment philosophy that almost no one is explaining clearly. So, let's start with a foundational question to get us thinking. If a drug is proven to cut relapses in half, but has zero effect on long-term disability progression, is that a win? The answer is more complicated than you think. To unpack it, let's define the basics. What do DMTs do? They calm the immune misfire that targets your brain and spinal cord, which should slow down the disease from progressing any further. New meds matter because fewer relapses and fewer new lesions can change the curve of your disease. But there's relapse reduction versus disability progression, two related, not identical scoreboards. Think of MS meds like different security systems. Some are motion sensors, some are full lockdown mode. Trade-offs exist that could include safety, convenience, and cost. Now, what's new? Let's dive into what's genuinely new on the treatment front. First up, a major development in access and affordability. In January 2026, the FDA approved the first complex generic for glatiramer acetate. You probably know it as GA, a long-standing injectable therapy for relapsing forms of MS. Now, why is this a big deal? GA, the Copaxone-era classic, was notoriously hard to copy. It's not a simple chemical compound, it's a complex mixture of peptides. Proving a generic was truly equivalent was a massive scientific and regulatory hurdle. For years, this complexity protected it from generic competition, keeping prices high. This approval signals a breakthrough, potentially paving the way for more affordable versions of other complex drugs down the line. So what does this mean for you? If you're stable and doing well on glatiramer acetate, this new generic could translate directly to lower out-of-pocket costs without changing the treatment that works for you. It's a win for accessibility, plain and simple. Next, let's talk about the B-cell therapy class. These treatments, which target and deplete B cells involved in the MS attack, continue to be a cornerstone of high-efficacy treatment. The family is growing, and the evolution is all about refinement. We're seeing the same powerful mechanism of action, but with fresh twists in dosing schedules and safety profiles. For instance, we've moved from initial therapies requiring lengthy infusions every 6 months to newer options that can be administered as shorter infusions or even as subcutaneous injections you can take at home. This expansion of choice is critical. It means you and your doctor can better match a treatment regimen to your life, your career, and your personal preferences, not the other way around. Now for the pipeline star, Bruton's tyrosine kinase inhibitors, or BTK inhibitors. This is a class of oral medications generating a lot of excitement. They are small molecules, which allows them to cross the blood-brain barrier and get into the central nervous system. This is key, because they don't just modulate B cells in the periphery like our current B-cell therapies. They also have the potential to act directly on immune cells within the brain and spinal cord, like microglia. The hope is that this dual action could tackle not just inflammation, but also the smoldering progressive aspects of MS. Early phase 2 data has been a mixed bag, but with promising signals. Across several trials, these drugs showed a strong ability to reduce new MRI lesions. And in some analyses, there were hints they might slow disability progression, which is the holy grail. But let's add a reality check. The journey to approval is tough. Tolobrutinib, one of the leading candidates, faced an FDA setback in the US due to safety concerns, putting its development for non-relapsing secondary progressive MS on hold. Yet, it has gained approval abroad and continues its review in the EU for relapsing forms, showing how different regulatory bodies can weigh risks and benefits. Meanwhile, Roche's fenebrutinib, another BTKI, posted impressive results from an open-label extension study. It showed near-complete suppression of inflammatory disease activity at 96 weeks. This drug is also unique because it's a non-covalent or reversible BTK inhibitor, which might offer a different safety profile compared to the covalent or irreversible inhibitors. These nuances matter as we learn more about the long-term effects of this class. So, what's still uncertain with BTK inhibitors? The big question remains their true impact on long-term disability outcomes. Does calming microglia and B cells inside the CNS actually stop progression? The timelines for getting these answers are real. Clinical trials move at the speed of "we'll let you know" in 3 to 5 years. So for now, we watch, we wait, and we hope. Hang tight. To sum it up, the landscape is shifting in meaningful ways. We're seeing genuine progress with new generic access improving affordability, a wider array of B-cell options offering more personalized care, and the promising, if not yet proven, BTK inhibitor class that could one day rewrite the playbook for treating progressive MS. What surprised me most, the center of gravity is shifting. Earlier, aggressive treatment, the flip-the-pyramid scenario, is gaining momentum. B-cell dominance holds, but CNS-targeting BTKIs hint we can influence microglia inside the brain. And remyelination isn't sci-fi talk anymore. Measurable endpoints are showing up in trials. The key takeaway is we're not just managing relapses anymore. We're trying to outsmart progression. This signals a true shift in the MS landscape. It's aiming to protect and preserve what matters long-term. Now for a reality check. Just because a treatment is new doesn't automatically mean it's better or even accessible. The first major hurdle is often cost. These cutting-edge therapies can come with staggering price tags, and that means access can be a real challenge, effectively blocking the door for many people who could benefit. And that brings us to the gatekeepers, insurance companies. If they had a personality, it would be, "We need prior authorization for oxygen." Navigating this world of prior authorizations and appeals is a job in itself. But don't lose hope. Many drug manufacturers offer copay assistance cards, and non-profit foundations can provide financial support. Your neurologist's office is your best ally here. They have staff dedicated to helping you with this paperwork. Beyond cost, there are the medical realities. Many powerful new meds work by suppressing the immune system. That's great for preventing MS attacks, but it's not that great when you're exposed to common infections. This makes proactive health management critical. Talk to your doctor about vaccination timing. Some vaccines are essential before starting these therapies. Simple things like diligent hand washing and avoiding crowds during flu season become even more important. Some drugs can also affect the liver, heart, or other organs. This is why monitoring matters so much. Regular blood tests aren't just a suggestion. They're a crucial safety measure to catch any potential issues early before they become serious problems. And what about long-term safety? Clinical trials provide a snapshot, but only time and real-world data collected over many years can give us the full picture. Remember, a drug in phase 2 may dazzle on MRI scans by reducing lesions, but then phase 3 results might just shrug when it comes to slowing actual disability progression. Plus, regulatory bodies have different standards. A drug can pass in Europe but stall for years with the FDA in the United States, or vice versa. So, by all means, Let's celebrate the incredible progress, but always keep that caution label firmly in place. Are you a newbie that is newly diagnosed with MS? Discuss the full menu, including starting high efficacy, right away, on an older injectables. Consider if oral or infusion options now fit you better. Are you sensitive to cost? The new complex generic glatiramer could lower the bill. Do you have progressive MS? Brain-penetrant BTK inhibitors and remyelination trials could matter the most to you. This is not a panic switch, it's a conversation starter. The fact that there's not many talking about these topics right now tells me something. People need clearer information, and we don't wait around here. If you want timely MS updates without fear-mongering, tap like so YouTube shows this to others, and subscribe so you don't miss the next data drop. You're in the right place.